What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mod Squad Network's Layeth the Squad Down. I am your host, Kevin. Joining me, as always, is Senior Steve.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Es muy común de...
Oh, before we get started into this week in wrestling, let's check out our sponsors. Make sure you check out Skullectomy by Jolt 7 Studios if you
Sí,
would like
señor.
to. Dude, they have
Skullectomy.
they have great skulls there, great person to work with as well. Just scan that QR code and it'll take you straight to their Facebook page.
It's
Also,
so small. I mean, that's what the ladies say to me, but it's so small. Look at that
yeah,
thing.
well, you
It
can
used
still
to be
scan.
like, Skullectomy. Now it's like, hey, Skullectomy.
Yeah, but now there's a QR code for them to scan. So
Oh, that's good. Scan the QR code, folks.
Yeah,
If
and
you
then
know how to do that. If you're too old and you don't know, you pull your phone out and then you go camera and then you put it right over that and it's going to do a little bar and then you click it and on the top it'll say open up in Safari and you go, yes, open up in Safari, because that is going to be the chosen web browser for iPhones.
there you go. We also have shirts. If you would like to check out our shirts, on our Facebook page and get yourself a Mod Squad Network shirt. Scan this QR code. The image shown is the shirt of the month. It is the patriotic Mod Squad Network shirt for 4th of July. So check that out.
We won't get into that bit again.
Oh my God, no. All right, guys.
All right, sorry.
No, you're good. All right, guys, let's start off with Raw. I'm just going to go straight through Raw and SmackDown because not much really happened until the pay-per-view at the end.
I mean, in reality, do we even need to cover Raw and SmackDown if we're just going to be covering Money in the Bank? I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll just to keep format.
Just breeze right over it.
Shinsuke Nakamura and Ricochet. And the winner is Ricochet. Ronda Rousey versus Raquel Rodriguez. And the winner is Ronda Rousey. We get Dominic Mysterio versus Akira Tozawa.
Dominic Mysterio.
Yes, Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, Dominic Mysterio.
Then
Akira Tozawa recently, I believe, had a baby.
Oh, that's probably why we haven't seen him on TV very much lately. Then we have Gunther versus Sami Zayn with Gunther, the Ring General.
Okay, I just want to say right now, so we're going to talk about the pay-per-view. But the next time Ludwig Kaiserroll says the name, watch his mouth. It never closes.
No, it doesn't.
He goes, the Ring General Gunther. Like it never, it's open the whole time. It's so crazy. I love it.
Then we have a quick match between Finn Balor and Carmelo Hayes, the NXT champion, with Finn Balor actually getting the win on that.
It's on Raw, of course.
Then the main event is Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest, with Cody Rhodes picking up the victory.
Interesting.
Raw was it was an okay show, but we got to get to the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view was there, but so
you mean you think I was happy with part of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, okay, I get you. Next we have SmackDown, where we have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending their title against Yas Boys.
Yas Boys, pretty deadly.
And of course, Zayn and Owens defeat.
Of course, Yas
Boys. Next we have Ridge Holland versus the rarely seen lately Austin Theory. With Theory picking up the victory. I don't know what they're doing with Theory.
Is he still United States champion?
He is still United States champion. Who's the Intercontinental?
Yeah. Gunther!
You're right. For some reason, I was thinking European champion, but we don't have a European champion.
There hasn't been a European champion since Al Snow, the greatest European champion ever.
Next, we have Shotzi versus Bailey, with Bailey picking up the victory with help from Io Sky. The Grayson Waller effect with Logan Paul.
I am so over Grayson Waller. I didn't like him on NXT.
He's
I do not like that they have not changed it. Normally when you bring someone up, you try and change the gimmick somewhat. They have not changed Grayson Waller one iota.
I don't mind Grayson Waller. I'm neither here nor there on him, but I'm not a Logan Paul fan. So
You don't like Prime?
no, I don't like Prime. But we also have a match between Escobar and L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Let me talk to you. Did Escobar do the weird face paint that he did for the pay-per-view? Or was that just for the
No.
pay-per-view?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Butch, Escobar, and Knight. So with Butch
So
getting
it was a triple threat.
yeah, with Butch getting the win. Next, we have the Women's Championship match: Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. It ended in a no contest. No contest. Yeah, because Belair interfered. So
Whatever. Get
Yeah.
Charlotte out of here.
then we have the Bloodline Civil War. Roman Reigns has a big promo entering Saturday's Money in the Bank Premium Live event. The Usos are Sokoa, who was not at all enthusiastic about the Tribal Chief's reaction to the idea that he could be the next to lead the Bloodline. Yeah, because the Usos came out and said, when Roman's out, they don't want to be the next Tribal Chief, but Solo gets their vote. So it was kind of trying to put a wedge in between. It looked like it was a good promo. That's really all it was. But that is all we had for this week in regular TV for WWE. What do we have for AEW?
We'll go ahead and we'll just kind of breeze through AEW just so we can
Yeah.
talk about Money in the Bank. Wednesday night Dynamite. You have John Moxley opening up the show, taking on Ishii. Ishii unfortunately does not get the win against Moxley, even though I believe he did last time they had met in the ring. Mox picks up the win. We get a cool, fun triple threat. It's a 6-man tag of Orange Cassidy, Keith Lee, and El Hijo de Vikingo taking on the Jericho Appreciation Society of Danny Garcia, Daddy Magic, and Cool Hand Ange, with Keith Lee picking up the win for those three gentlemen. For some reason, you had the Dark Order on primetime TV. Evil Uno, Evil Uno, John Silver, and Andrew, what's his name, taking on the Elite of Cowboy. Man, I'm saying a lot of ums. This is horrible. Against Adam Page and the Young Bucks, with, of course, the Elite picking up the win. The Blackpool Combat Club actually comes out after the match and attacks the Elite, in which the Dark Order just walks away. They're like, nah, we're good. We're not going to help you.
They're like, deuces, I'm out, son.
The Blackpool Combat Club issues an open challenge to the Elite of blood and guts. So they're going to have a blood and guts match. So there's going to be lots of bleeding. We have Ruby Soho taking on, I did not catch the opponent's name. It looked like Diamante, but I know it wasn't Diamante. Either way, Ruby Soho picks up the win. And in the main event of Dynamite, we have Derpy Allen and Sting taking on Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. And of course, Stinger, it's Sting!
It's the icon!
It's the icon! It's Sting! He's 60 years old! He's gonna do a dive off the ring for 2 tables and only hit 1! Which he did. Sting did a dive off of the ring through what was supposed to be 2 tables on Sammy, but only the first table broke. Sting picks up the win. Rampage, short and sweet and to the point. It opened up with a great match of Claudio Castagnoli defending his Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship against Commander with Claudio picking up the win. Sean Spears, the perfect 10.
10, 10.
Who also recently had a child, going up against the Blade of the Butcher and the Blade, with Sean Spears picking up the win.
He's in pretty good shape after having a child.
He is. I mean, I'd like to see his wife. So, so really quick, you know who he's married to?
I do not.
Iconic.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right.
Not Billy, but the other one.
Peyton Royce. Yeah,
Peyton Royce. Yeah, or whatever her real name is. We have Brother Zay. Oh yeah. Taking on with Matt Hardy taking on Johnny TV and QT Marshall.
Oh yeah, Johnny TV now.
Johnny TV.
Yeah.
I love the new name. You know, he's had so many names over the year. John Morrison in AEW. I don't know if he's officially All Elite yet, but him and his wife are both there with Johnny TV picking up the win. And in our main event, we have Hikaru Shida taking on John Morrison's wife, Taya Valkyrie, in which basically Taya goes for the flight of the Valkyries, and Hikaru Shida reverses the role and picks up the win.
Oh, very cool.
And that's Dynamite and Rampage.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about Money in the Bank, because let's face it, this was the main event of the week. Let's start off with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Well, that's what they started it with. It was a very great action-packed match. The fans, I have to say, so this was in London, so the pay-per-view started at noon. Fans were hot the whole show.
The whole show, even for some of the matches I didn't care for, like they were hot.
They were hot for all of them.
And what a way to start this off. You had LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Ricochet, Santos Escobar, Butch, and Damian Priest. There was a few cool spots in this match. I like when Ricochet dove through a ladder over the top rope for like a crossbody or dive. That was pretty cool because he didn't hit anything, because that's always scary.
One of my favorite moments is when Logan Paul splashed, I believe it was Priest, who was on a ladder, and he hits this super high, super cool spot, and the crowd, you still suck. You still suck. You still suck. Crowd, not too hot on Logan Paul. So I'm right there with the crowd.
And I think that ladder was supposed to break, because you could almost see a spot where it was like rigged to break a little bit, and it did not, and it looked like it hurt. And I love how when Logan Paul is on the floor, you see a prime bottle being thrown to him, so a little pink prime bottle. But throughout all of this, we have a new Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest.
Get out of here. Such a horrible way to start the show. Crowd was so hot on LA Knight.
I agree.
The crowd was so hot on LA Knight at Priest doesn't bring anything to the table. He's not charismatic. He's not that good on the microphone. He's just a lackluster wrestler.
I think he's above average in my opinion.
Is he better than LA Knight?
No, he is not better than LA Knight. So, but out of these, was it 7 men? Out of these 7 men, those were really the only 2 who I could, maybe Logan Paul, just for storyline wise.
That would have been worse than Priest.
Yes, it would have. But Logan, LA Knight and Damian Priest were really the only 2 I could see winning this.
Sure.
So
see, here's the thing. They're the only ones that you could see winning this, challenging for the heavyweight championship.
Yes. Yeah.
You could have easily had Santos Escobar win it and have him challenge for the United States. You could have very easily had Ricochet win it and challenge for the Intercontinental. You can have you can have him challenge for the tag belts for all we care.
I agree with that. But the only reason I think Damian Priest wins is because, let's face it, most of the time, the Money in the Bank winner, there are some occasions where the Money in the Bank winner is a face, but most of the time it's a heel. And I believe that's why Priest won because let's
And
face it,
I'd
LA.
say LA Knight's still a heel right now, though.
He's turning. I think he's turning face.
There's a turn coming, but right now he's a tweener leaning on heel.
And I think that's why they put it on Priest instead because, but that's just my opinion. Then we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match.
Get the fuck out of here.
Raquel Rodriguez and
Liv Morgan,
Liv Morgan versus Baylor and
Shayna
Shayna
Baszler,
Baszler and Ronda
Baszler.
Rousey. And this was a weird. I mean, I was excited when it happened, but thinking about it, I'm like, I don't get why.
No, because there's no buildup for it. There's
Exactly.
no reasoning at no point. Okay, so folks, we're rambling about the finish that we haven't even talked about.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler, for no good reason, turns on Ronda Rousey.
I mean, right in the middle of the match.
Right in the middle of the match, just hits her in the back, throws her in a sleeper, throws her to the ground, walks away.
Right. And so Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez win, but I want to see. There's going to be follow up, of course. I want to see what it's going to be because I know before they became tag team partners, there was friction, a little friction in there because Ronda Rousey would say little things to Shayna. So I wonder if it's just.
And that's what they're going to play on. But here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the thing. Ronda Rousey, not a good face.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Shayna Baszler, not a good face. Both of them, great heels. There's no reason why you should take a great heel tag team and just split them. Especially, they're both MMA UFC fighters. I want to say they're both MMA UFC champions. I know Ronda definitely was.
I don't think Baszler was ever a champion.
I see. She should have been. Like Baszler's just so amazing.
Yeah.
I hated it. I absolutely hate when it happened. I just was like, why?
Because it don't make sense. It don't make sense.
It makes I haven't been watching the product with them, and I know that there's been no real friction. Like they didn't randomly lose a non-title match because like Ronda accidentally ate a pin. There was no mishap where someone accidentally hit someone else. There's no reasoning behind this heel turn or behind this betrayal, and I think it's malarkey.
Yeah, I was excited when it happened because it was something that just surprised me. But the more I think about it, it just I don't get it. So
Yeah.
but yeah. So next we have the Intercontinental Championship match: Matt Riddle versus Gunther.
I liked it. I know you didn't really care for it. I
The
thought
match itself, I didn't care for it.
it was better than the women's tag.
That it was, but it was still like 2 matches in a row that I'm like, I the action just didn't do it for me. I don't know what it was about it.
I really liked it. I thought it was a good back and forth.
Gunther
Gunther
retains, and
and then Drew McIntyre. I swear to God, if they have McIntyre take the belt off of Gunther, that is such a bad idea.
I agree. But next we have Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio in a better match than I thought it was going to be. To tell you the truth, the one thing about this match is it really stood out to me that they have no one for Rhea. No one. Rhea has not had a match, a worthy match in so long.
It's true.
That I don't know what they're gonna do. It's almost like they're setting her up to lose the belt on her very next match because she has nobody. But yeah, this match itself, though, I enjoyed. I thought it was pretty good. I think Dominic Mysterio is getting so much better in the ring, especially with his crowd work. I think his crowd work is getting better.
I don't have much to say about the match.
It
was a hard pass for me.
I got you. Rhodes defeats Mysterio, of course.
Of course.
And then something that popped the entire building. John Cena comes to the ring. his music hit, and I'm like, what the fuck is going
Rubber
on? I
dome.
really thought somebody hit the wrong button,
Ba-da-da-da.
but
Ba-da-da-da.
he comes out and he pumps up the crowd, saying he's there to try to promote bringing WrestleMania to London,
Mhm, mhm.
which I'd be all for, because a WrestleMania crowd in London, where anytime they're overseas, the crowd just freaking is amazing. So I would love to see that. But then Grayson Waller comes out and says, nope, they should take it to Australia. And
What accent was that? Because it was an Australian accent. You're like, they'd be
it,
Australia.
okay, well,
Australia.
I said,
You're that wasn't in Australia.
Australia.
No, that's not European over there, mate.
No, well, they were in Britain,
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm saying you're more like Austrian, like that's like an Austrian German one.
Oh yeah, but I said it in like a British accent, so
No,
it's
that
Australia.
wasn't not no. See, now you're getting me into British accent instead of an Australian, which is what I can do. It just goes back and forth between the two. No, you were
Okay,
saying it with more of like a German, like you like Austrian accent.
I'm
Aus-
off the accents. I'm off the accents.
Australia.
But anyway, let's see. Grayson Waller ended up getting almost ended up getting F5'd. So,
No, and then
or Attitude Era.
he blindsided John Cena.
Yeah, it's funny. John Cena goes to walk out, and Grayson Waller stops him, and he's like, "Can I talk to my friend? Can I just hang out with my friends?" And he's like, "And all my friends are here in the UK." But there's actually a video on Twitter where somebody was talking to John Cena, and John Cena says, "Can I just hang out with my friends?" Because somebody was trying to get him to do the "You can't see me," and he's like, "Instead, can I just hang out with my friends?" And somebody like put them together on Twitter. It was funny because he was mocking that video. Uh, anyway, moving on. Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had Io Shirai, Trish Stratus, Bailey, Becky Lynch,
Zoe
Zoe
Stark.
Stark, and Zelina Vega. With I think this one was better than the men's. To tell
Yes.
you the truth, this one was.
Bailey. Ooh.
Ooh,
I
I
love
wanna
it.
know, will you be my girl?
Bailey. Ooh. Man, I love whenever they go to England, you can guarantee if Bailey's on a show, you're going to get the Bailey
Yeah.
chant.
So going into this, I actually called this. Me and my wife were sitting there, and I'm like, "Pick one, pick who's gonna win." She goes, "I think I gotta go Becky. Becky's really about the only person I could see." And I looked at her and I said, "I think Io's gonna win." And she goes, "No way." And
And Io
Io
won.
wins. I love the finish of this, because you had Zoe Stark bring out some handcuffs to try to handcuff Becky Lynch to the ropes because of the feud between Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch and Zoe Stark. And they only got one set on, so they didn't get a chance to handcuff her to the ropes. So Becky Lynch is finishing the match with one set of handcuffs on. And as her and Bailey are climbing the ladder, freaking Io Sky handcuffs both of them together to where they can't climb any higher, and Io Sky climbs over Bailey to get the title, the contract in the briefcase. So I was excited.
I really hope we get Io versus Asuka. I think that's
Oh
just going to be an amazing match.
I'm definitely sure, because Io versus
I think Io versus
yeah,
Rhea would also be a good one.
it would.
Io is fast and is fast paced like a rabbit. So I think that she'd be able to really just run circles around Rhea, and I think Rhea's power with Io's speed is just going to be a great combination for a match.
It would, but let's face it, everybody who knows wrestling wants to see Io
Io versus
versus
Asuka. Yeah,
Asuka.
yeah, for
Yeah,
the belt. Yeah.
yeah. Then we have the World Heavyweight Championship match. Finn
Which
Balor.
for me, this was my favorite match of the night.
This was a really good match. This was a really good match. This was not my favorite match of the night. My favorite match was the main event. But we have Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. And during the match, Damian Priest comes down, takes a seat to watch the match. And just as Finn Balor he stomped Rollins like 3 times, throws him in the ring, shotgun kicks him into the corner, goes up on the rope, about to give him another, was it coup de grace?
And Priest gets up out of his seat.
Yeah, Priest gets up out of his seat, makes Finn Balor turn and look at him like, what are you doing? Nope. Rollins gets up and takes over the match and pins Balor.
It's a great back and forth. After the match, Finn and Damian are arguing, and Finn's like, whoa, are you here for me? Or are you here for that? Are you here for me? Or are you here for that? And Priest, I'm here. I'm here for the belt. I'm not here for you. I'm here for the belt.
And Finn, I at one point seen Damian say, you should have been paying attention to him, not me. So which is true. I'm tired. That's one thing I don't like about some distraction matches like that is they should they should be focused on that.
And in reality, unless they're planning on breaking up the Judgment Day. Oh, which you forgot to mention, they announced Bailey from the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, the announcer screwed
and
up.
Then Io comes out and they're like, and Io representing Damage Control. I'm just like, oh fuck, like, is Bailey just not in Damage Control anymore? She's just all right. We got a new Judgment Day member.
That was a complete mess up. Yeah.
Unless they're planning on breaking up the Judgment Day, they shouldn't even be teasing any grief between Priest and Finn.
They've been teasing this for a while, though. Ever since Priest decided to take on Rollins in a match, and he said he wanted to do it alone without Finn out there. They teased it for a while. But now we have the match. My match of the night, the Bloodline Civil War, the Usos versus Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. You want to talk about a back and forth match? One of these matches that I loved. At one point, there's a ref bump, which it really looked like the ref actually got hurt.
Yeah, it looked like he caught his hand in the rope and got slammed, which is funny because then he grabs his thigh.
Yeah.
It looks like his wrist is messed up, but he grabs his thigh, which yeah, we both saw the same thing for the ref. 100%.
Yeah. And so there was a ref bump. The Usos pin Roman 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, as the crowd goes. Then Roman and Sikoa basically destroy the Usos, and then they stack them for a pin because as the referee gets up for the pin, and they kick out, and because I thought that was going to be the finish. I thought they were stacking them for the finish.
Dude, it's what Roman said he was going to do. He was going to spike them, rack them, stack them, and pin them.
Yep, and they both kick out. The crowd freaking lost their shit when that happened.
Hell yeah.
They end up going to put, I think it was Jimmy on the announcer table for a splash from Sikoa. Jimmy moves. Then Jay rolls up Roman. Roman kicks out. They super kick to the face, a super punch to Jimmy, another kick, I believe, and then a spear. Freaking, I thought that was the end.
And they got you again.
Yeah, they got me again. It ended up being Jay with the frog splash to pin Roman for the very first time in 3 years. And he did it in the same way that Roman was very first pinned in the WWE, because Jay was the first one to pin him in the WWE ever. And he's been the last one to pin him in the WWE in the exact same manner. So it was really cool. And I don't know if the crowd, if you if you called it or anything, but as he's rolling him up for the win, you can see Roman just whisper in Jay's ear, "I love you." So it was kind of cool. But it wasn't meant for the camera to catch that, but it
Sure.
did. But
Sure.
it did. So this was a great match. Roman has finally been pinned now by his cousin for the first time in 3 years. Great match. If I was to grade the whole pay per view, not just this one match, the whole pay per view, I would probably give it B plus, A minus, somewhere in that
I'd be
realm.
giving it just a solid B.
Solid B.
Solid B.
So we're pretty close in the way we rate this pay per view, but the Uso Civil War is definitely my pay per view, my match of the
Sure.
week.
And for me, it's Rollins Finn.
Right. All right. Steve, where can people find you on your podcast, sir?
You can find me at the last podcast you'd want. No, that says the Mod Squad. Thank you, Kevin. Oh my gosh, I just realized both of our nameplates say Steve. So you can find me at the last podcast you'd want. It's available weekly, bi-weekly. Who knows when we record? We talk about entertainment, pop culture, all things. Kevin, when'd you get here? I thought it was me the whole time. Other than that, tip the veal, try the staff. Thank you all for coming. And if you didn't, better luck next time.
All right, guys, make sure you check out Back to the Retro Review. That's the sister channel of the Mod Squad, where you can find me and Steve actually reviewing movies from the 80s and 90s. Make sure you check out the Horror Show, the Gamer Show, the Movie Talk Mondays, and we're live every Saturday night with a giveaway here on the Mod Squad Network. Make sure you check out the Daily Dank, who is also in the Mod Squad Network. All right, guys. That does it for this episode of the Mod Squad Network's Layeth the Squad Down. So for Steve, I am Kevin saying, keep on wrestling, everybody.
No, I'm Kevin.
Oh, we're both Kevin. Hey, Kevin, how's it going?